Going on, guys? Um, well, today I decided to pick up another mini bike. This right here is the engine that is out of that mini bike. Um, it ended up being a customer, or was going to be a customer. Him and I started talking back and forth about some of the stuff that he wanted to do to this little bike, and we came to the conclusion. He's got a little one on the way, and I told him, I'll go ahead and buy it from you instead of him spending extra money and trying to get it where he wants it. He made the comment that he doesn't have the time or the resources to be able to get it where he would really like it. So we settled on a price. I bought it from him. The fortunate part is I actually have the mini bike. It's right there. I have another engine which is sitting on that mini bike right now that is going to be going on it. I'm going to be doing some work to that bike and getting it in good shape, and my neighbor is actually going to buy it for his son. So the bike is already sold. I'm going to stretch the frame on the back 4 inches and get it cleaned up, get some of the welds taken care of, grind everything nice and smooth, repaint it, just kind of go through it for him. It's actually a pretty clean little bike in comparison to some of the other ones that I've seen or had. So that'll be in upcoming videos. But this video today, what I would like to do is go through this engine. So this engine, I haven't cracked it open or done anything aside from cleaning it up. I started it when I got it home earlier today, and I pulled the side cover off, the recoil cover. Now, when I was talking to this individual, he said that he believes the engine's built. He's not really sure. As you can see, there's a billet side cover on it, billet rocker cover, 8mm plug wire, and you can't really see the carb, but there's a Nibby carb on it, 24mm carb, and it's also got a Speed Karts flywheel with a Paul's hot coil. Sorry, I was trying to think of the name. Paul's hot coil. It says it right there. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to crack the case open on this, see if it's got a billet rod in it, pull the rocker cover off, see what the rockers look like, see if it's got any aftermarket parts in the top end, and then I may even pull the head depending on how long this video goes. I may pull the head and just see what the valves look like, see if I need to do any work as far as reseating them, or I'll probably change the head on it to a similar build or the same build that I did on that last motor that I sold. So, which you guys can see it in the reel. I took a real video of it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'll turn it this way so you guys can see the case side, and I'll start here. I'll start pulling the case cover, and we'll just start looking at the internals. I did drain the oil in it already, but that's kind of minute at this point. So let me move the camera and zoom you guys in a little bit here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Get a little closer look at it. All right. I did grab some of the tools that I'll need, so I guess we'll start here and start pulling this off just to kind of see what we got here. So I will say these bolts are way too tight. They do not need to be that tight. There's actually an O-ring inside these arc covers, these billet covers. It's not a flat gasket or a paper gasket, so they do not need to be that tight. Set this down here so it's out of the way. Okay. All right. You guys can see right here. That's that little O-ring that goes in there to seal that. So, like I said, that was extremely tight. It does not need to be that tight. The bearings look good. That bushing looks good, actually. Yeah, that bushing looks good. All right. Clean some of this out here. It's a little dirty in the bottom. That's kind of fairly normal for these, especially after they've been ran for a little while. Get a little bit of dirtiness in the bottom, flakes, but as long as there isn't chunks or in it, or if it's not, as long as it's not too terrible, it's all right. It's fairly normal. All right. Just gonna leave that down in there. Let some of that oil soak up some. Okay, so we got, let's see here. Okay, we got some spacers on our crank. Our crank's been spaced. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug. That way I can turn this a little bit easier. Move the bolts over here. So I am going to be changing this plug regardless. This is an E3 plug that's in it. I'm going to be changing it to this AR3910X. That's what I run in all these. I really like the plug. It fires really well. The end of it looks a little bit different. It's actually got 4 prongs with a center electrode. I like the way they, one, the way they look, and 2, the way they perform. So I kind of stuck with them. Okay, so we'll cover this first. This is not the right plug to actually run in this engine. This plug is actually a taper sealed plug. These engines aren't made to run a taper sealed plug, so that's one thing that's wrong. This is not made for this engine. The plugs that are supposed to be in this engine actually have a gasket to seal it. You can see the end of it there that I was talking about, but yeah, there's supposed to be a regular plug gasket, so no harm, no foul. Like I said, it fired up. It ran on that plug, so we'll go ahead and switch it over to the proper plug and get it in there. All So let's set this, let that hang there. Should be okay. Let's turn this a little bit. Okay, it does have an arc billet connecting rod in it, so that is good. Let's see this right here, this connecting rod right here, that's a billet connecting rod. You can see the arc engraved into it. I'm just checking the bearing right now. It doesn't feel sloppy or anything. There's a little bit of movement, but it doesn't feel abnormal. maybe 2 thousandths. Yeah, it doesn't feel bad. It feels pretty good actually. So that's good. Rod bearings probably in pretty good shape. I'm gonna go ahead and spin this around so we're at top dead center. Our timing. Okay, I'm gonna pull this cam. See what we got here. Okay, this actually looks this actually looks like a Mod 2 dyno cam. Yeah, it looks like a Mod 2 dyno cam. The other cams that I have, if they're a stock cam, they're usually stamped on the front with some numbers and stuff. But the Mod 2 dynos that I have, that I'm actually running in that cart, look identical to this. I'll actually have to take some lobe measurements to see if it is indeed a Mod 2, but if I had to guess, that would be my guess. It's a pretty common cam, and a lot of guys run these Mod 2s. Cam lobes look like they're in really good shape. There's no white marks or anything on it, so there's not a whole lot of runtime on this engine. There we go. Not a whole lot of runtime on this engine from what it looks like. Go ahead and set this off to the side. Lifters look okay. That's good. Set another paper towel down here so I can set these pieces there. I don't lose them. Alright, push rods are stock push rods. Let me see here. Yeah, they're just stock push rods. Nothing fancy about them, just stock push rods. Same with the intake side. That first one was exhaust, this is the intake, but yeah. Stock push rods, nothing fancy. Alright, let's check this other lifter. Yeah, it looks about the same as the other one. Not a whole lot of wear or anything, so. Alright, that's good news so far. Clean some more of this out. Now I will go through here and I'll spray this case. I'll spray this case and make sure that I get the majority of these deposits and stuff out. I like to, while I got them apart, I like to clean them real well, especially after they've been ran for a little bit. Okay. So the bottom end so far is exactly what the kid thought it was and what the person that sold it to him said it was. So no issues there. That outer bearing feels pretty good. All right. So I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and pull the rocker cover off, and I want to take a look inside there and kind of see what we got going on. See if there's anything weird with the head, anything different with the head, and then I can kind of get this whole piece with this cover, the rocker cover and the side cover out of the way. But it's not just taking up room. Set this piece off to the side. Okay. Little cork rocker cover gasket. That's going to need to be replaced. That's pretty smashed. Seems like they tightened the bolts down way too hard on this engine. I'm surprised it didn't leak. It's actually pinched pretty severely, and there's holes in it. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but there's actually holes in these corners where it broke through the gasket. So that'll get pitched, replaced. Like I said, I'm probably going to end up putting a non-Hemi head on this. I like the non-Hemi heads, but we'll see. What size is this guy? Neither of those. Here we go. And maybe. Just so you guys know, you don't need to stand on the bolts to tighten these up. Every bolt I've done on this thing so far has been way tighter than it really needed to be. So, all right, let's take a look. It looks, the head actually looks like it's a pretty stock Hemi head. There's nothing fancy done to it. Pull this lash cap off the valves. Yeah, this is a stock Hemi head. There's nothing done to it. If you guys don't know what lash caps are, I'll show you. Oh, and I dropped one. I'll have to dig that out. I guess I made my mind up for pulling the head because it fell down in that channel. All right, so a lash cap is this right here. It's just a hardened piece of steel that goes on top of your valve on some of these heads. The non-Hemi heads, a lot of them, especially with the old style retainers that slip in. Here, move this down. They're just a slip-in lock retainer. They'll run these lash caps. On the non-Hemis, they run it on just the exhaust side. But on the Hemis, they run it on both sides. So, okay. Like I said, I kind of made my mind up for me. I dropped that lash cap in there, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the head. Let's pull this carb off real quick. get it out of the way. Okay. Gotta go grab another socket. Stand by, guys. All right, these head bolts are 12 millimeter. Go ahead and crack these open. Okay. Looks like they ran a 010 head gasket on it. Which is good. Well, depends on who you ask. To me, it's good. I like the 010 gaskets, higher compression, especially if you're going to run a heavy head. Okay. Yeah, the head's just a stock heavy head. There's nothing fancy about it. The springs are actually the stock springs. I can open them pretty easily. So I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have 18-pound or 22-pound springs in it, but maybe they just didn't feel the need to. So, okay. Stock Hemi head. Turn this a little bit. Alright. The walls on this engine actually aren't terrible. You can tell it's been ran, but they're not bad. They're not terrible. Let me get this lash cap out of here before I forget about it. Put that back on that head. Okay. So they must have actually ran this engine first and then swapped the cam out at another time. The reason why I say that is I've seen engines with cams that are in worse shape than this cam. So I must have ran it with a stock cam for a while. Ended up not doing anything with the top end of it, and just decided to put a Mod 2 cam in it just to try to up the performance, which is fine. That's what a lot of guys do. A lot of people they go that route to try to squeeze a little bit more performance out of them. So they put a cam in it. They usually start with the connecting rod, the flywheel, the side cover, that type of stuff. But to be perfectly honest, you don't really need a billet side cover until you start getting into really high power or really high RPM. It looks good, not really necessary. Not really necessary for this application, we'll say. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way real quick. All right, kind of look down in here. Let me grab a light real quick. I got a light somewhere. Here it is. All right. So if you try to get the angle right. Let's see. Kind of see it right there. So you can see that shiny spot right in the middle. There's a little bit of wear in there, so you got that at the top and bottom. There's still cross hatching, but there's a little bit of wear in there on that cylinder wall, right in the center there where it's kind of shiny. Capture that again. Right there. So what I'll probably end up doing with this engine, I'll tear it down completely the rest of the way. Yeah, I'll tear it down completely the rest of the way. Let me move you guys back here. Pull the crank, pull the flywheel. There we go. Pull the crank, pull the flywheel, piston, connecting rod, all that good stuff. Pull all that stuff out. And then what I'll do is I'll hone the cylinder wall and put a new set of rings in it. Order a non-Hemi head to put on it. Like I said, the same head that I had before. Probably leave the cam alone. Or I got a BSP4 cam here. I'm going to look at the cam cards and see which one has a little bit bigger lift. I think the Mod 2 has a little bit bigger lift, so I may stay with Mod 2. Or I might put that BSP4 in it. I'll figure that out and decide on the next video. But as of right now, the engine's pretty much what the kid thought it was, or what the person was selling it as when this individual bought it. It's got some hop up parts on it. As of right now, it's not a crazy horsepower engine. It actually sounded good when it was running. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 horse with a 10,000 head gasket. The stock head, it's probably 6,500 RPMs ish. But like I said, we'll do the same build of that other engine. See if we can get the horsepower up. See if we can get the RPMs up, and keep the parts that we got aside from the head. I can get a head for there's a company actually down in Atlanta that I order these heads from, so I can get a head for, I don't know, I think they're around $60. I'll have to verify that cost and that price, but I think they're right around $60. So I'll probably go ahead and order the head. They'll mill it, put 22-pound valve springs in it, kind of go through it. Once I get the head, I'll do a port and polish on it and put it on this. So stay tuned. I'll be doing more videos of this engine all the way through to completion. I'll probably do a video of the hone job, how to hone, the before and after of the honing. And then I will also be making more videos of that mini bike from not really start to finish, but I'll do a video of the stretch on it and some of the other little tweaks here and there that I'm going to be doing to it to make it what my neighbor wants for his son. So yeah, keep watching. There's going to be more videos posted up. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Good, bad, ugly. I'm open to comments. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.